Welcome to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, including: can local news on ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS be saved? Chuck Todd has a plan, well, to save local news at least. We'll tell you what's happening there and what he's doing now that he's got some free time. Also, cable TV companies could be losing 4 million customers this year. We'll tell you where, and one thing that could help with that is the FTC starting next month is going to force cable television companies to make it a lot easier to cancel your television, internet, and other services. Not just cable, but gym memberships and others are also impacted by this change. We'll break down these stories and a whole lot more. There's a lot to talk about today in a quick minute. I'll put a link to all the stories I'm about to talk about, though, in the first pinned comment and the show notes, so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button or hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both will let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. Now, Chuck Todd recently has been looking for some work. The former Meet the Press moderator has a new initiative, though. First, he's relaunching his Chuck Todd podcast with that, but he also wants to save local news. If you followed my channel for a while, you know I've talked a lot about the slow death of local news. Newspapers are pretty much all but gone, it feels like. Radio news programs are a shell of what they were at best if you're not in a major city. And now local news on ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS have been seeing many cuts. Several layoffs happened at different TV stations where I live here. We're seeing widespread cuts, including shutting down whole news organizations, outsourcing them, and more. Now with this, Chuck Todd has a plan to kind of crowdsource, to launch an initiative that's going to offer crowdsourced local news, starting with youth sports, but not ending there. The idea here is that they'll create 1,000 micro networks of local people covering local news through a central organization that Chuck Todd runs here, with the goal in the long run of him offering not just, in this case, starting with local sports news at different sporting local levels, I think high school competitive teams and the like at the local level, but then getting into more general news. And I will say, hey, I really hope he's successful, but I'm a little cautious on this. With it, there's still a lot of competition in local news, and I think the problem will be is building name recognition. How do you grow that in each local market in a way that becomes profitable? We'll see what happens, but I do agree, local news is a major concern. In a growing number of counties, there are no local news sources around the United States, and the ones we do have are seeing mass cutoffs. And we're seeing TV stations, for example, may have 1 or 2 local reporters, but the actual local news is coming from somewhere, sometimes in a completely different state, just beaming it in. We saw not that long ago that Allen Media Group was going to replace all of their meteorologists with a national feed from the Weather Channel to try to cut costs. But thanks to huge backlash from that, they backtracked on that. But companies are looking for ways to do it, and outsourcing their local news is a big part. I hope Chuck Todd's initiative to create thousands of micro news outlets across the country to bring local news is successful. But it's going to be very tough to make that profitable. We'll keep an eye on it. If you want to find out more, check out the story in the show notes down below. All right, cable TV and cable TV companies and satellite companies could lose over 4 million subscribers in 2025. Over the last few years, the cable television companies have been losing about 5% of their subscribers every single month, or every single year, I should say. And with this, that should average out to be about 4 million customers. Now, this comes as Comcast and Spectrum in 2024 lost more than 1.5 million TV customers in just 2024. Now, I won't say this, I would not be surprised to find out significantly more than 4 million people cancel cable television this year. If the economy at all goes bad, if it all goes sideways, I could see that number ramping up to be 6, 7, or maybe even more millions of people canceling cable television in 2025. One of the reasons for that is the next one. It's about to become much easier to cancel your television. In in March. I apologize. It's been a very long day today. The FTC's new so-called Click to Cancel rules, which basically say if you can sign up online, you can cancel online. However it is to sign up, it has to be equally easy to cancel. And this has been a problem. You've probably had those gym memberships you can sign up for online, but you have to go into the store to cancel. Or you can sign up for your cable online, but you have to cancel over the phone for different things. Well, that started May 14th, 2025. That new Click to Cancel rule will come into place, and companies like Comcast, Spectrum, and others will need to abide by it. Not just for cable television, but a wide range of things. Gym memberships, for example, will also have to allow you to cancel online if you can sign up online. Now, there are some lawsuits currently in progress to try to stop this, but for now, that is not been put in place. It would not surprise me to find a judge putting a temporary halt on this as we go through it. But for now, starting in May, canceling your internet, cancel your cable, cancel your cell phone plan, and more should be as easy as it is to sign up with the, as you call it, so-called Click to Cancel rule. We'll keep a close eye on this, but I hope it's successful. I think this is a great thing for the FTC to do. I think it is crazy that if it's easy to sign up, but it takes you 6 weeks, sometimes it feels like. Okay, it doesn't take that long on the phone, but it feels like it sometimes. To cancel, that should be equally easy to cancel on both ends. All right, next up, King of the Hill. Now, we are a huge King of the Hill fan in our house. It's one of my wife's favorite shows. I love it. We watch it, feels like almost every day, especially at the end of the day as we're getting ready for bed. Well, we're very excited for the reboot, or the, I don't know if that's the right term, because it's just a new season continuing the show. Not necessarily restarting over the show, but it's coming out this summer, and there will be a big event in May 30th at the ATX TV Fair. Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, the co-creators of this, are going to have a backyard grill there. We're going to hopefully get some new details about things have been leaking. Reportedly, Bobby Hill is older now. I'll be interested to see, is this mostly focused on Bobby, or is this mostly focused on Hank? My guess is, from what the leaks are, it's going to be mostly focused on Hank and Peggy and his friends, but we'll see. But we'll keep a close eye on this. The show originally aired from 1997 to 2009. It was pulled off the air as Fox didn't own the full rights, and they replaced it with shows they owned, even though the show was doing very well in the ratings. Now, yeah, not maybe as well, but pretty well. Well, now, they're excited to bring it back. Quite a few years ago, reportedly, a Fox executive started the process of bringing it back because he said he wanted to know what Hank Hill would make of the world today out there. So I think this would be great. Any King of the Hill fans out there? No exact release date other than this summer coming to Hulu. And we'll have updates as we learn about it. Speaking of reboots, Clueless is going to get a TV show with Alicia Silverstone starring in it once again. Details are still very thin on this, but it's coming to Peacock. You can check it out based on the 1995 film. Link in the show notes if you want to find out more about that. Hey, our deal of the day is a good one. I talked about it last week, but if you're a Google TV customer, you may want to consider upgrading to the Google TV Streamer 4K. It's Google's newest and most powerful streaming player they have made. And it's typically $99.99. It's on sale for $79 right now. Lowest price it's ever been at. At the time of this recording, it's still live, but I expect this sale to end soon. No end date has been announced, but I expect it to end soon. Link in the show notes down below if you want to check out more about it. Find it online for the deal. Speaking of deals, if you're a Walmart Plus customer, you've been thinking about it, they're offering extended free trials to a bunch of Apple services. You can get Apple TV Plus for 3 months for free, Apple Music for 4 months for free, Apple Fitness Plus for 3 months free, Apple Arcade 4 months, News Plus 3 months, and Apple Books. You get 3 free ebooks to keep. Hey, not a bad deal. If you've been thinking about trying out any of these Apple services but been kind of hesitant and you're a Walmart Plus customer, this could be a great time to try them out. And also, it's hard to believe, but 36 years ago this week, HD television was born in our What Happened in TV this week. Hard to believe it's been 36 years since the standard of HD television was created. Now, they had hoped at the time that the standard would roll out in the 90s. Well, it kind of did. It really didn't take off until the 2000s, where it started becoming widely available, not just in consumer homes, but in the content being broadcast on television. Yes, it was available before that, but not really widespread in my personal opinion. But 36 years ago this week, HD technology became a reality, leading to the television we have now. I still stand by that the jump from SD to HD was much bigger than the jump from HD to 4K. I think a lot of people, if you put 4K and HD on a lot of it, I think if you were just not being told what it is, I think some people would struggle to tell the difference unless they get really close and really pay attention to it. But just glancing at a standard HD versus a standard SD signal, for one, HD is a widescreen format, 16:9. But just the overall crispness and crisp and cleanness of it was so shocking. It pushed rapid adoption far faster than 4K, and I think far faster than 8K will if ever 8K really gets off the ground. Don't even get me started on the failed attempt for 3D television in the home. Anybody remember those in the late 2000s or early 2010s? Yeah, that didn't go anywhere fast. But 36 years ago, HD technology was born, paving the way for what we now enjoy every day. And honestly, kind of get upset about if that's the bare minimum we get. Well, that's it for today. Hey, I'll be back tomorrow, maybe with some great news things. We'll see what we got cooking between now and then. But huge thank you to everybody for your support. Many of these news stories come from you. Going to Cord Cutters News, clicking on the Contact Us, and sending us an email. We may not be able to reply to every email, but we do read your tips. And not just I'm not the only one reading them, but the entire team reads them. If you leave a comment here, we'll eventually see it. But if you send us an email through the Contact Us on our website, cordcuttersnews.com, click on the menu button at the top or click on the Contact Us, depending if you're on mobile or on a desktop. You can send us an email so the entire Cord Cutters News team will see your tip. We would appreciate it. Well, until next time, take care, be safe. I'll be back again real soon.